Hello, we are starting our next unit in social studies, which is learning about the U.S. regions. As you can tell, the U.S. is divided up into five different regions: the Northeast, the Southeast, the Midwest, the Southwest, and the West. So the United States is often divided up into geographical regions. Using these regions can help us describe a larger area and also helps to group together states that are similar in their features, whether it's geography, culture, history, or climate, and things of that nature, things that have similar attributes. So, as we do some researching and studying, you're going to find out some more information about the different regions and how they have some similarities and why they are grouped together in these different regions. So, the first region we're going to learn about is the Northeast. So we're going to start our journey there today. So the Northeast region. So here's just another picture of the different regions that we have. Like I said, we will be starting here in the Northeast. And along the northern border is Canada, and it's along the Atlantic Ocean. Over here and below it is the southeast with the Gulf of Mexico below there. We have the southwest with Mexico to its southern border. We have also the west region with the Pacific Ocean over here. And we know that we are in the Midwest with Canada above us. Now it has Alaska down here. And as we know, Alaska is actually way up here. It's just showing it in the picture down here because that is how we typically show it on maps. Same with Hawaii. Hawaii is an island over here as well. All right, so let's move on to learning a little bit about this region. So the Northeast region is made up of the New England states and the Mid-Atlantic states. So the region between the coast of the Atlantic Ocean and the Great Lakes is called the Northeast region. The Northeast region includes 11 states. The 6 upper states in the region are called the New England states, and the 5 lower states are called the Mid-Atlantic states. The Northeast region includes 11 states. The 6 upper states in the region are called the New England states, and the 5 lower are called the Mid-Atlantic states. So we have Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. Now the Mid-Atlantic states have New York, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. Now let's talk about land and water. The Northeast region has broad valleys and rolling hills, with a few low mountain ranges that are part of the Appalachian Mountains. The Appalachian Mountains stretch from Maine in the Northeast region down to Alabama in the Southeast region, so way down to Alabama over here. Several mountain ranges make up the Appalachian Mountains, which include the Allegheny Mountains and the Pocono Mountains, the Adirondack Mountains, and the Catskills. The Appalachian Mountains are one of the oldest mountain ranges in the world. Although they used to be very tall, they are much smaller now. Over time, wind and water and ice have caused them to slowly break down. Now the peaks of the Appalachian Mountains are smooth and rounded. The longest hiking trail in the world is the Appalachian Trail. It goes from Maine, up here, all the way down to Georgia, stretching over 2,000 miles of valley, hills, and rivers. That's a lot of hiking. Now, Mount Washington in New Hampshire is part of the Appalachian Mountain Range. At 6,288 feet tall, Mount Washington is the highest peak in the Northeast. On a clear day, visitors can see for 100 miles. Mount Washington has some of the world's most severe weather. It can snow all year long. The peak is also one of the windiest places on Earth. The highest wind speed ever recorded, can you believe it, was 231 miles per hour. I would not want to be standing there. Now check out this landscape. The landscape of the Northeast region changes from the rocky coast of the New England states to the fertile farmland of the Mid-Atlantic states. The New England portion of the region does not have much fertile land suitable for farming. Long ago, the mile-thick sheets of ice called glaciers covered much of the land. As the glaciers moved across land, they wore down mountains, carved deep grooves into the coastline, and carried away the fertile soil. Glaciers formed many lakes. Rocks and sand left by glaciers also formed islands and capes. Jagged cliffs rise up to 100 feet above the ocean on Maine's northern coast. Farmers in New England must choose crops that work well in the rocky soil. There are many lighthouses along the rocky coastline of the Northeast region. The West Cootie Head Lighthouse was built in 1858. Its light and foghorn keep ships from crashing into Maine's rocky shore. West Cootie Head, Maine is the most northeastern point of the United States. Lake Ontario and Lake Erie form part of the border of the Northeastern region. Lake Ontario and Lake Erie are two of the 5 Great Lakes. The Great Lakes are a group of freshwater lakes located in eastern North America, on the border between Canada and the United States. The Great Lakes hold 1/5 of all the fresh water in the world. As water flows out of Lake Erie into Lake Ontario, it flows over Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is a 160-foot tall waterfall, the second largest waterfall in the world. The most important waterway in the region is the Erie Canal, which connects the Great Lakes to the Atlantic Ocean. A canal is a ditch dug across land to connect one waterway with another. The Erie Canal is 363 miles long. Work on the Erie Canal began in 1817 and was finished in 1825. Before the Erie Canal was dug, there was no waterway that crossed the Appalachian Mountains. Moving goods by boat is faster and cheaper than traveling across land, so it was very difficult and expensive to move goods from the Northeast to other parts of the country without the Erie Canal. Now that you've learned just a little bit about the Northeast region, you're going to take this information. You can use the PowerPoint and the paper selection that you have and go ahead and answer the questions that you've learned so far about the Northeast region. I'll see you back tomorrow to complete some more information about the Northeast. All right, so this is the slide that you will be working on today in the Northeast region. So you'll begin on slide 2. And on this slide, what you're going to do is you are going to work on the before column. And you're going to read each of these questions, and you're going to decide whether you think this statement is true or false before you do any of the reading. So you've listened to the video and gained some knowledge from the video, and you're going to read through. So the first question asks, the Rocky Mountains are part of the Northeast region. And you're going to mark right here, you're going to type in, is that true or false? What do you think? Then you'll go to the second question, and it asks you, the Appalachian Trail goes over 2,000 miles from Maine to Georgia. true or false. And you're going to type that in the before section. Then you're going to answer question 3. Mount Lincoln is one of the windiest places on earth. Again, you're only answering in the before column, true or false. And finally, question 4. The coast of the Northeast region is very rocky, marking true or false in the before column. Once you've done that, then you're going to go on to read some more information about the Northeast region. So let's check that out. Since what I taught you today was about land and water, you're going to do a little more reading about land and water in the Northeast. So you're going to go on to read about the land and water in the Northeast on the 3rd slide today, and also on the 4th slide. Then you're going to come to this next slide, and it's going to ask you some questions. So it says, go back to the beginning of the section and complete the table. Then type your answers to these questions in the boxes. So it wants to know, why are the Appalachian Mountains smooth and round? If you're not sure why, what you would do is you go back into the reading and find out why they are smooth and round, and then you would click on the text box and answer them. You would then answer the question, and you would type in the text box why glaciers changed the land of the Northeast, and why is the Erie Canal important to the Northeast region? So you're answering those questions, and you're going back to the after question. So after you've read it, you should now be able to tell whether those statements were all true or false. Okay, so all the questions that you're working on today are about land and water. So you're just reading a couple pages about it, and you've listened to what I have told you about it, and then you're going to answer 3 questions. All right, if you have any questions, let your teacher know.